What's going on, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tune on in, man, before we start building on the subject matter for today, man. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Saturday morning thus far. Early bird gets the worm, man, so we up and at them early. Hopefully, y'all got about an hour or two to spare. Listen to the kid build, man. I just got some inspiration and some motivation to touch on today. So hopefully everybody's feeling good this morning, man. We got some motivation, man, some positive words, man, some just something to inspire y'all, man, and keep on pushing, man, because I know life can get real in the field, man. It's a lot of pressure that comes with just living in general, man. So I know a lot of people, man, can't handle the pressure, man. So I want to just give y'all some words of inspiration just so y'all can keep it pushing. Do not give up out here, man. That's the last thing that you need to be doing out here is giving up, because like I said, like I always say, it's somebody that needs what you have to offer out here. Justin, peace. Antoinette, peace, queen, what's happening? How y'all living? How y'all feeling? Antonio, my brother, peace, peace. TZ Frank, peace, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, we gonna take a step back from going in. We might end up going in anyway. Y'all know how that go. Ms. Donnie, peace, what's happening? But man, pressure is real out here, man. Whether it's the pressure you put on yourself or whether it's the pressure that society is putting on you, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, man, can't fold. A lot of people don't know how to handle that pressure that's coming from self and coming from outside of self. First of all, the pressure that's coming from outside of self, I don't even entertain it for the most part. I don't entertain it for the most part. The only pressure that I'm truly going to deal with is the pressure that I apply to myself. When it comes to everybody else, I ain't really even concerned with it. I ain't concerned with other people's expectations for my life. I'm not concerned with it at all. Oh, Ms. Donnie, for sure, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's the same way over here. Same way over here in St. Louis, man. It's just a lot of ignorance over here, man. It is what it is, though. It's a lot of ignorance everywhere, man. So that's a part of it, man. Unfortunately, when it comes to our people, man, we be having all this wickedness out here in the streets, you know. So all we can continue to do, man, is push that positive message, push that empowering message, and hopefully some of these cats, man, bear witness to some of the things that we saying and mimicking some of the ways that we move as well, so that we can change some things, man, because these young brothers out here wilding out. Zeke, Archie, peace, what's happening? But yeah, man, a lot of people fold. That pressure get to a lot of people, man. A lot of people be feeling like, Denise, what's happening? A lot of people, it's one thing I've noticed too, in just chopping it up with a lot of people start to feel like they responsible for like other people. You know what I'm saying? So I be talking to other people, man. They talk about some of the things that they doing for family members and friends and things of that nature. And that ultimately results in them being depressed and, you know, it bringing them down. And the way I'm looking at it, like, I'm not responsible for anybody else. I'm not responsible for the happiness of another person. I'm not responsible for the security of another person, especially if I can't secure myself, especially if I'm not happy myself, especially if I'm not at peace myself. So how we out here trying to supply peace for other people, provide happiness for other people, whole while we not happy, whole while we not at peace, whole while we not centered. Like, that's backwards. And then we sit and complain and we be all depressed and things of that nature. Man, you got to relinquish that, man. You got to relinquish that responsibility, man, because that's not your responsibility. When it comes to another person's happiness, they are responsible for that. They are responsible for that. As harsh as that may sound, you got to get yourself in order, man. And obviously, you not in order if you are allowing you helping somebody to depress you. So obviously you got to do some internal work, and you gotta be able to communicate that to the individual. And I see that that's a heavy problem out here, man. A lot of people feel like everybody around them, they are responsible for them. No, I don't care who it is, man. You're not gonna be able to properly help somebody, man, if you out of whack mentally and physically, man. So you always got to put yourself first. You always got to do that, man. Always got to do it. But we tend to make that mistake putting everybody ahead of ourselves, man. People need to really stop doing that, man. That is legit legit killing people out here. That is legit killing people out here, man. I keep witnessing that, man. That is legit killing people. That is legit killing people, man. So stop doing that. Stop doing that, man. I can bear witness to that, man. It's stressful. Stressful. Because I'm one of them ones, man. I break my back, man, to try to help out a person, man. So I had to step back from doing that. And one of the ways to step back from doing that, man, you got to just distance yourself, man. You can't associate with a lot of people when you know you an individual such as myself. I'm going to do whatever is required to help you. So to stop that, I got to stop associating with people, because a lot of people, they just use you for that help. They know that, man, if I need some bread, such and such going to come through. So I'm going to try to keep him around. Nah, when I remove myself, then you can't keep me around. So that's how I go about that. Just remove yourself. My brother, appreciate that donation. You say a lot of my stress is from the exterior, for sure. That's where most of mine is at, because I'm cool solo dolo. Like, I'm cool solo dolo. Like, I'm cool with myself. I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool with the pressure that I apply to self. I'm cool with that. It's the pressure that comes from outside of self, man, that always would tend to bother me. You know, because I know I can't remain isolated 100% of the time. So I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta associate with certain people. And when you start associating with certain people, man, you gotta deal with whatever it is they bring into the table. And sometimes that creates a problem. That creates a multitude of problems. So that's where a lot of my problems would stem from, man, just dealing with other people and their expectations and all that type of stuff, man. It's like, dude, just chill, man. That's why I say when I deal with people, I don't have expectations. I don't have expectations at all, man. I don't expect you to move in a way that I feel like you should move. I don't expect anything. I have no expectations when I'm dealing with an individual. Therefore, nothing really surprises me. So when an individual acts in a certain type of way, due to the fact that I don't have any expectations, I'm not surprised. I'm not looking at it like, man, I can't believe that such and such did that to me. No, I can't believe it because I didn't have any expectation. Archie, for sure, man. And that's an art, man. Just being able to say no, that's strength. Being able to tell somebody no, man, that's powerful. A lot of people haven't mastered that. It took me a minute to master that, to be able to just say no. Like, nah, I ain't got it, man. And sometimes that's the best, man, I just ain't got it. I don't have it. We be giving our last, man, when we really don't have it, and we end up bankrupt, you know? So, you know, we can't be doing that, man. We cannot be making those sacrifices, especially for somebody who wouldn't do the same for you. If that person wouldn't be willing to do the same for you, then you need not break your back for that individual. Preserve your health. Oh, Denise, 1,000%. Never go out of your way. And that's my biggest problem. I offer the information. I offer the help. 9 times out of 10, I'm offering it to a person who not willing to help themselves, who don't want to hear what it is I have to offer. So that's my problem a lot of times, man. I see a problem in somebody else, and I'm trying to help them solve the problem. Whole while they don't even think they have a problem. So it's like I waste a lot of time, energy, and effort in talking to those people. Like, I see a problem in you, but you don't want to admit that you have a problem, and I'm trying to offer you solutions. Nah, that's going to get met with resistance every time, man. You trying to force somebody to change. You trying to force somebody to see the light. Whole while they cool in the dark. They cool in the dark. So you got to leave those people alone. You got to let them learn the hard way, as we call it, man. That's just, some people just got to learn that hard way. Some people just got to learn the hard way. That's just what it is. That's just a fact of life. Some of us had to learn the hard way. I learned a few things the hard way because I was stubborn and hard-headed and I wouldn't listen to the people around me. So I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. So that was cool. You know what I'm saying? So some people just got to learn that way. That's the learning style for some people. Some people, they more receptive to when somebody is talking to them and trying to educate them and guide them in the right direction. Other people, they stubborn, they hard-headed. So they got to learn the hard way. So once you come to grips and come to terms with, all right, I tried to educate this person, but they not receptive to what it is that I'm offering, they got to learn the hard way, then you just let it be. You just drop it. A lot of times we don't want to drop it due to our relationship with the person. We really want to help that person because of the relationship. At the end of the day, man, if they not willing to receive what it is you have to offer, you got to leave it alone. If it's your mother and she not willing to receive the information, just leave it alone. If it's your father, just leave it alone. If it's your brother, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, man. Don't force it. Don't force it. Nice, for sure. You already know I get down with that. People are the problem, man. 100% for the most part. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm a problem, you know. But I got my flaws. I can acknowledge my flaws, and I'm always working on those flaws, man. But a lot of times, man, people be bringing unnecessary baggage into your life. And just depending on the relationship you have with said individual, like sometimes that baggage is something that you have to deal with. If that's a person you can see yourself with, or, you know what I'm saying, if it's family that you feel like you have to be around. Sometimes you're going to have to accept that baggage as this comes with the person. And sometimes that can just be stressful, man. Not even sometimes, most of the time. Lachelle, peace. What's happening, Queen? What's happening? Oh, Archie, 100%. 100%. Antonio, for sure, man. Hey, and that's the way, man. Just letting things be, man, and just letting everything unfold. Just letting everything unfold, man. When I was studying a lot of, you know, Buddhism and things like that, just Eastern philosophies, you know, that helped me in regards to just dealing with emotions and dealing with situations like that, learning about detachment and things of that nature, man. When I was studying a lot of Buddhism and the Eastern philosophies, man, that's when I was able to adopt a better mentality in regards to just dealing with people. Because that has been my problem for the longest, man, just dealing with people, meshing with people, interacting with people, you know. That's always been a problem, man, because like I said, man, a lot of people tend to bring problems. You know, people tend to bring problems to you as if you're not going through things yourself, you know. And to piggyback on what Archie said, man, a lot of times, man, when you got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, or the knowledge itself, a lot of people think you have everything in order. So in their minds, like, you strong, you good, so you able to just handle everybody throwing problems your way. Like, you don't have any issues, like you're not battling anything within and outside of self. They be like, oh man, this dude's strong, he's strong-minded. Royce the 5'9" had a little song, man, say check up on your strong friend. See, a lot of times when you're the strong person, when you're the strong family member, when you're the strong friend, like, a lot of people don't check on you mentally, psychologically. They just think you got everything figured out. They just think that everything is cool. You good. You good. Your mind is strong. Your willpower is strong. You have discipline. You be consistent. They don't know what we going through over here because they don't check on us. So a lot of times when you that strong person, man, you got to solve a lot of your own problems because a lot of people think you got everything figured out and they don't think that you over here suffering. They don't think that it's possible. So you get that a lot, man, and that's selfish for you to just think a person got everything figured out. And so you feel like that's an open invitation to throw all your dirt, throw all your problems, throw all your toxicity, all your negativity on said individual. That's selfish. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, Denise, man, but and you gotta find the right person. You gotta find the right person, the right group of people, et cetera, man, because it's hard. It's hard to trust people out here, man. Everybody done been corrupted, you know. People be having ulterior motives, man. So you have to really thoroughly examine and analyze people that you're gonna bring into your life. As sad as that may sound, as harsh as that may sound, man, but people out here, it's hard to trust the average person. If you come across 10 people, you can't trust 9 of them. You may be able to find 1 of them that you can trust. 1 of them. Some people can't even trust themselves, man. So trusting is a hard thing out here, man. Trusting people is rough out here. Trusting people is rough. A lot of people have trust issues. Original One, peace, what's happening? Menelik White, what you say? What Buddha book do you recommend? Ooh. I can't think of the names off the top of my head, man. Y'all know I just be reading, be forgetting titles. So what I'm gonna do when I get back to the crib, be on the lookout. I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. I'm gonna put the books that I recommend, the Buddhist books. But anything, Alan Watts was a good author, man. His books pretty good. Alan Watts, man, just look up anything by Alan Watts, man. I pretty much read a lot of his work. And he it's more philosophical, but he deals a lot with like Eastern philosophy, and Buddhism and things of that nature, man. So anything by like Alan Watts is pretty good. Another dude, his name is, I think it's Krishnu Murati or something. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but he also got some pretty good books in regards to what I'm talking about. What's his name? Osho. That's another one that got some pretty good books in regards to what I'm talking about. So just look up those authors, man, and any book that they have published, grab that joint. Yeah, Denise, and sometimes they don't even low-key hate. These days, they be high, it's high-key. Like, they letting you know, it's like, when they say, throw the truth in plain sight. A lot of times, the people that we allow to be in our inner circle, like, they be legit high-key hating. We just ignore the signs. Like, literally, they be hating right in our faces. Like, they be making slick jokes, slick remarks. Like, those slick remarks, there's some truth in that. But they writing it off as a joke, and we didn't written it off as a joke. It's not a joke. Like, they legit feel that way. And they trying to disguise it as a joke. Like, nah, I'm just joking. Nah, no, you not. You meant that. You meant what you said. You meant it. Original one, man. Hey, I'm one of the ones with trust issues, man. I don't really too much trust people, man. And so I know how the friend feels. It's hard, man. It's hard to trust people out here, man. And you really shouldn't be so quick to do that. You really should not be that quick to let your guards down and trust a person, man. That's the worst thing you can do. It's messed up. We got to live like that, man. But it's 2021, man. People's minds have been corrupted. So you cannot be quick to let your guards down when it comes to trusting another individual. JB, for sure, you said we got to stop caring about what people think. And exactly. And I'm already in that boat. I pretty much, back when I was a youngin', I used to care a little bit, man. But now I'm in the zone now where I, quite frankly, don't care at all about what other people think. I'm going to do what it is that I need to do. I'm going to do what it is that I want to do, regardless of what people think about what it is I'm doing. I've made a lot of moves in the past few years that I know people around me don't really care for, but I don't care. I still made those moves. So when it comes to relationships too, and one thing about relationships that always grinds my gears, especially like, and for the most part, family tends to fit this bill. Have y'all ever been in a situation? I know y'all have. I know I'm not the only one. You've been in a situation. You will be in a relationship with a person. Whole while everybody in the fam acting like they fool with the person that you in a relationship with. Then when everything pops off and the relationship ends, then your whole family coming out of the woodworks like, yeah, I knew that she wasn't good for you. I knew that person wasn't good for you. So I'm like, well, why was you lying and telling me that you approved and you fooled with the person? So it's like when a relationship goes south, when a relationship goes bad, now everybody coming out of nowhere saying that they knew that such and such wasn't good for you. They didn't trust such and such. They just didn't want to tell you. Like, man, come on, man. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Lindell, peace, what's happening? Yeah, Denise, I'm always vetting somebody by their ways and actions. Like, that's all you can do at the end of the day. That's the most trustworthy examination, your ways and actions. Not what you telling me, but what you showing me, man, what you doing. Nice, for sure. Archie, hey, trust no one. Trust no one initially. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta work. They gotta work to earn that trust, man. They gotta work to earn it. They gotta work. Sharif, in peace, my brother. Yeah, for sure, man. And that's the zone. That's the only zone that I'm in. You got to look out, man. I say this all the time. It's like a broken record, man. But you got to look out for yourself. You got to look out for your own happiness. You got to look out for your own peace. Nobody else is going to do that. There's nobody else on this planet that's prioritizing your peace, your happiness, your sanity. Only you can do that. Only you. That's your job. Nobody else is doing that. Contrary to what somebody may be telling you. Nobody else. Nobody else is prioritizing your sanity, your peace, your happiness. Nobody else. Nobody else is doing that. Anais, I'm going to do me 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Tay, peace, peace. What's happening, Queen? K-Pop, peace. Antonio, for sure, man. I know that's why a lot of people chop it up with me, but I'm like, man, at the end of the day, I still, contrary to what people may see on the surface, I still got my struggles, man. I still got my battles. So a lot of times, man, people be bringing bringing unnecessary drama your way, unnecessary energy your way. And it's like, man, I'm trying to, listen, I don't be wanting to be rude, man, but I'm like, man, I don't really want all that negative energy around me, man. I'm all about solutions, man. So if you about to come to me with a bunch of problems, like at the end of the day, I need to hear some solutions. You know, I'm going to let you vent a few times, but after those few times, man, now it's time to do something about it. It's time to solve the problem. We have acknowledged the problem way too many times. Now what we doing to solve the problem? Abbott, you say what's the diet looking like? I mean, you talking about my lifestyle. We don't call it a diet. We don't do that one. But y'all know how it is. I'm vegan, though, man. So no meat, no dairy, enough water, you know what I'm saying? Organic orange juice and anything vegan you can name, man. A lot of fruits, pretty much fruits all throughout the day. May throw in some like seeds or whatever, like some hemp seeds or something, man. And then at night, I'll probably have my little meal or whatnot. So I probably would eat one solid meal or two throughout the day and fruits leading up to those meals, man. So that's pretty much what I'm on now. Meals be veggie based. Might do like some like vegan tacos, like little heavier meals like that, because right now I'm bulking up and whatnot. So like sweet potatoes, any greens you can name, things along those lines, lentils, beans, plenty of that type of stuff, man. So that's what it looks like for the most part. Create strategy. Peace, peace. What's happening? Hey, Lindell, that's the best way to do it. Let it go. Drop it. That's the best way to move, man. That's the best way to move. Denise, yep. I done seen that. I done seen that too. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It's like you try to fool with the fam, man, but it's like sometimes, man, your fam be on some, they be having some snakish vibes, man. It's like, whoa, like sometimes family members can do some strange things, man. So you really be having to examine family members. It's crazy that your family can be that toxic out here, man. But again, you didn't pick and choose your family. So I be understanding that. So when I was able to understand that perception, then I was able to accept a lot of things that came from the fam that wasn't to my liking, man. So I was like, man, you can't pick and choose your family. You was just born into this. You know what I'm saying? So just because somebody has a certain title in your life don't necessarily mean they're going to treat you according to what you think should come with that title. Oh, Archie, for sure, man. A lot of people don't understand a lot out here. And that's why the world is the way that it is, man. A lack of understanding. And that is the root. That's the root cause to a lot of problems and a lot of issues that we face out here. Lack of understanding. So a lot of the conflicts, a lot of the tension, a lot of that stems from a lack of understanding. It's just that simple. Just that simple, man. We out here arguing. Disputes are caused because the understanding is not understood. When you have a lack of understanding, when you in a relationship and y'all the two of y'all don't have a proper understanding, what's going to result? What's going to be the result? A lot of arguing, a lot of disputes, all that type of nonsense, man. The understanding is the best part. The understanding must be there in order for you all to coexist. There is no understanding, it's going to be a lot of destruction, a lot of chaos, man. A lot of tension, a lot of conflict. Yeah, JB, man, and that was something that I tapped into a lot of times, man, in my previous streams, man. Like when people knew you before you made your transition, they judge you based off of that old you. You know how you got them old friends that knew you back in the day, and when they see you now, they be like, man, you changed. I'm like, first of all, that's the only thing constant, is change. So like, I'm not supposed to be the same dude that I was at 16. I'm 30 now. So why would I act the same way that I act at 16? That's growth. You know, so nothing is wrong with change. But you see those people from back in the day and they be like, my goodness, you changed, you different, as if it's a negative. Like, nah, man, I'm growing, I'm evolving. Those are the words I would rather you utilize, because it's all about the tone and how you say I've changed. You saying it in a way that makes it appear like it's negative. Oh, you changed, you different. You ain't used to do this. You ain't used to eat like that. You ain't used to listen to this type of music. You ain't used to watch this type of stuff. You ain't used to speak like this, like it's bad. Like, nah, man, it's growth. It's growth, man. If I knew you 15 years ago and I haven't seen you in 15 years and I see you, I wouldn't expect for you to have the same mentality that you had 15 years ago. That'd be sick on your end. That'd be sick. Okay, Pop, man, don't even get me started on the pressure of being a black man and black woman in society, man. I ain't even tapped into that, but we already know the type of pressure that comes with that. That's a whole other topic right there, man. The pressure that comes with being a black man, black woman in the wilderness of North America. That's a lot of the reason why we walking around depressed, angry, frustrated. Because, man, the stuff that we just have to deal with simply because we black. When I turn out of here, man, and I see cops pulling behind me, man, I just gotta, you know what I'm saying, the anxiety just gotta rise up, man, because I don't know what's about to happen. I don't know if they finna pull me over, if they having a bad day. That may be my last time getting pulled over, because they may feel like I'm reaching for a gun when I'm just trying to give them the ID that they asked for. Like, man, we just gotta deal with a lot, man, just by being black. And that type of stuff, man, just adds on to the frustration, to the anxiety, to the depression, to all of that, man. And no other group of people can understand that but us. But a lot of people try to speak on behalf of us as if they can understand it. You can't understand what it's like to be black in the wilderness of North America if you're not black in the wilderness of North America. You know what I'm saying? You can't understand that, man. So a lot of people be trying to speak on behalf of us like they can understand it. Like, nah, you really can't. It's just something that we have to deal with. It's the way that society is. We know that it shouldn't be like this, but that's the way that society is, man. We get treated differently. We get discriminated against. We got to go that much harder than everybody else, which is cool, because we going to do it. We going to succeed. We going to elevate. We going to get back on top, but we just got to grind hard doing it. And the whole while we grinding that hard, we got to face the system. We got to fight the system. And how racist it is, man, and how they gonna keep discriminating against us. We gotta fight all of that. We gotta deal with all of that. So we gonna still conquer the world. We gonna still be on top. But doing it, like the process of doing it, is crazy due to all the stuff, the obstacles that we gotta deal with. No other group of people gotta deal with the same amount of obstacles that we deal with. And that's just a fact. Original One, you say you tend to feel a lot of anxiety dealing with family. Man, 100%, I can 100% agree with that, man. I be in the same boat sometimes, man. That's why I kind of isolate myself. That's why I just embrace the black sheep. I embrace that role, man. I don't even deal with them on that level like that anymore, man, because the anxiety, man, the stress, just the toxicity that comes with it, man. I don't have time for it in my life right now, man. I'm striving for peace. I'm striving to activate the peace, the health, You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff, man. So anything that throws me out of balance, I don't associate with it. And if that's got to be family, then I won't associate with the family members that's trying to throw me out of balance. I don't have time for it, man. I don't have time for it. Like anytime I get around a person and like the anxiety is elevating, can't be around said individual. Can't be around said individuals. I can't do it. I won't do it. It ain't that I can't do it. I just won't do it. I choose not to. Hey, Avid, you say advice for a 16-year-old dealing with the matrix. The best piece of advice that I can give you at 16, and this is basically if I was talking to myself at 16. The main thing that I can tell you to do at 16 that I wish I would have did is figure out your purpose. Figure out your purpose, man. What are you here for? If you don't feel like you have that purpose discovered right now, then it's time to create a purpose. But at 16, you want to start really figuring out what are you here for? What is your purpose? What is your life's work? Figure that out. Once you figure that out, man, everything is going to unfold according to that. And that includes you getting up out the matrix. Combating the matrix and all that stuff, man. Figure out your purpose. Figure out what it is that you want to do. Figure out how you want to impact lives. Things of that nature, man. Figure out what you are good at. Figure out what you dislike. Figure out that type of stuff, man. It's time. The time is now for you to figure that out. You figure out your purpose at 16, you're going to be unstoppable, man. You're going to be unstoppable. So get to work on really discovering or creating your purpose right now. Focus on that. Oh, Joshua, for sure, man. And that's why I just relinquished that responsibility, because it's not my responsibility, man. If you wanna watch the news, if you wanna eat the toxic foods, if you wanna do anything that's killing you, and I know that it's killing you, and I feel like I got information that can heal you and help you, but you're not receptive to it, then you're just gonna have to learn the hard way. That's no longer my responsibility, especially when I gave you the information one good time. I gave you the information. I did my duty. I did my job. Now, at anything after that, it's like I'm trying to force you to be other than yourself. Obviously, I've given you the information. Obviously, you don't want to implement the information, so I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force it. I just got to sit back and watch you self-destruct, which is sad, which is harsh, but that's just what it is because I did my duty. Now, if I didn't give you any type of information initially, then I can feel some type of way. But when I give you the information and let you know that, hey, what you're doing is wrong, it's toxic, it's killing you, I've done my job. I don't have to do that more than once. I've done my job. Original one for sure, man. I know how that feel, man. Like I said, when I was toward the end of my high school career, going into college, that's how I was, man. I was making a lot of changes, a lot of transitions, and I was living under the roof, my peoples, man. So I already know the anxiety that you're dealing with. That's why I had to come up with a plan, man. I had to come up with a plan like, all right, man, in 2 or 3 years, I'm just going to have to remove myself, you know what I'm saying? I have to move on just so I can kind of do things how I want to do them. So, you know, at times, man, you just got to look at it like that. And then I just started accepting things and people for who they are, who they were. You know, I was making the transition, man, and I accepted the fact that the people around me just wasn't understanding what it is that I was on. So they was going to be making jokes, you know what I'm saying, trying to make a mockery of it, or they wasn't taking my lifestyle changes seriously, whatever the case may be. So I just pretty much had to accept them for who they are. They lacked the understanding of my changes that I'm making, but I know my intentions. I know the truth. So once I accepted that made it easier for me to like deal with people. I know that you just lacking understanding of my lifestyle choices. You lacking understanding. I ain't too mad at you, man. You just lack the understanding. You have a childish mindset. You're not trying to evolve. You know what I'm saying? You're not striving to do better. I am. So I understand that. I just accept that. Can't force everybody to move and think how I move and think. You know? So I just accepted that, man. I started to accept people for who they are and kept it moving. I'm making these changes for me. If you feel some type of way about them, then that's you. That's your fault. That's your problem. Something you got to deal with. You got to ask yourself, why is me striving to improve my life bothering you? Oh, Archie, for sure, man. I said this plenty of times. Y'all know, man, I'm always on guard, man. I be seeing people pull up to my establishment. I don't be recognizing these vehicles, man. I be keeping my head on the swivel out here, man. It's a car that just pulled up. I don't recognize it. So I'm going to keep my eyes on them until they get up out this vehicle, because we don't play those games, man. We stay ready so we ain't got to get ready. Anything suspicious, I keep my eye on it around here, man. I don't play that. All right, they drove off. All right, so we good. But all right, let me get back to the topic at hand, man. We gotta keep our eyes open out here, man. But yeah, Archie, when it comes to a significant other, I've said some things, man. Like, I've seen more women joke about getting on a man's nerves and things like that, and I have always found that to be corny. When they say things like, I know I get on his nerves and stuff like that, like, why is that, like, why is that cute to you to, like, admit that? Like, if you know you get on somebody's nerves, then why are you not working to not get on their nerves? Like, why do you keep openly acknowledging that I know I get on such and such nerves? Like, that's something that's cool. Like, it's not cool to knowingly get on somebody's nerves and not make any strides to not get on said individual's nerves. And I see that a lot of times. Like that grinds my gears. I can't stand when I see a woman brag about getting on a man's nerves, getting on her man's nerves. And I say that for women because I see women, for the most part, do that. Haven't really seen many dudes do that. I'm pretty sure it's out here, but for the most part, I see women say that. And I'm like, dude, that ain't nothing to brag about. I know I get on his nerves. I know he can't stand me. What? No. Like, what are you doing to change that? Like, that's dead. Last thing a grown man wants to do is just come home to somebody getting on his nerves. When he didn't put in work all throughout the day, the last thing he want to come home to is just somebody getting on his nerves knowingly. That's disrespectful. And I'm sure a grown woman feels the same way. Grown woman, last thing you want to come home to is a dude that's just getting on your nerves, man. Don't nobody want to come home to somebody getting on their nerves. Like, that is dead. Listen, you come to the crib, that's supposed to be your peace, man. So if you with somebody, man, when you walk through the door, all the problems that you just had to face with society, like, none of that should come in that door. That should be, like, that's your peace right there. When you walk through the door, boom, everything should be peaceful. From there on out, it should be peaceful. But, man, you got people out here bragging about getting on people's nerves. Like, what? Nikki, peace, queen, what's happening? Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace, queen, what's going on? Oh, I'll tell you, I wouldn't mess with that. I wouldn't mess with that at all. Yeah, Tay, man, listen, I didn't have personal examples of that way back in the day. Me, I guess, being so relaxed bothers people. I can't make this type of stuff up, man. Me being so relaxed actually legit bothers people to the point where they want to see me snap one good time. Like, people get fulfillment out of seeing you snap when you a cool, laid back person. Like, ooh, I knew you had that side in you. Like, dude, why are you excited that you brought that side out of me? Like, that's corny. That's corny to the point where you can't be cool and relaxed out here because people out here trying to see you snap. Wow. And like I said, I got personal experiences with that, man. To the point where you so cool, calm, and collected that people like, nah, that can't be how you truly are. I know you got that mean streak, and they trying to do everything to provoke you so that you can unleash that mean streak. You fool, everybody has a mean streak. I'm choosing to be cool, calm, and collected for your safety. I don't want to snap. Like, that's stupid. Why would I want to wake up saying, man, I can't wait to snap today? Like, you idiot. Everybody has that. Everybody has a point. Everybody has that level that once they surpass that level, like, it's over, they finna snap. So everybody got a breaking point. Like, you a fool if you think that I'm a whole person that don't got a breaking point. It's just foolish for you to think that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just stupid, man. So a lot of times we choosing to remain cool, calm, and collected for the safety of the people that we around because we don't want to get like that. Why would I want to snap? Like, why would I want to show that side of me? Why? Like, why would I want to display that side of myself? Ain't nothing cool about that. Ain't nothing cool about being angry. Ain't nothing cool about spazzing out. Ain't nothing cool about snapping. That doesn't even make any sense. You know, so people be out here ridiculous with that, man. But I done had personal examples of people literally intentionally trying to provoke me because they think I'm just too cool. Like, man, leave me alone. If you like that, just leave me alone. Oh, Thunder, for sure. When the parents be calling the kid, like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, my kid's so bad. Like, that's just, like, that's cute. And another thing, like, when some of these, for the life of me, this one, I can't stand when mothers do this. I can't stand when mothers be out here having a 4-year-old son dressing up like a woman, shaking his behind, and they showing it to the whole world talking about that's cute. Like, no, that's not. That's not. First of all, your 4-year-old doing anything like that should not be posted on the internet, let alone your 4-year-old son. If your 4-year-old daughter was doing the same thing, it shouldn't be posted on the internet. But they'll post a 4-year-old son, a 5-year-old son out here shaking his behind in some woman's clothing and be like, oh, look at that, that's cute. Look at this, it's cute. I know it's not. No, that's not. People don't be understanding, man, the type of energy that be on display when they be posting their children out here. The children that did not ask to be posted on social media. You out here exposing these children in a sexual manner. When you post your 4 or 5-year-old son dancing in that light, like, that's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, man. But you can't tell people nothing, though. You can't tell people nothing. You can't tell them nothing. I'll tell you, hey, the health transition is always the hardest one, man. When you start changing the way, when you start changing the way that you eating, man, like that's the hardest transition to make because people ain't gonna understand that. That's when you're gonna get the most heat. That's when you're gonna get the most heat. And it's like annoying heat too, man, because a lot of people, all of a sudden, when you decide to make that transition, now everybody is a nutritionist. So I can't stand it. K-pop for sure. And that's the thing. Black women have their issues. Black men, we have our issues. We all got issues at the end of the day. And that's what a lot of people can't seem to understand. Instead of me pointing the finger saying, black women this, black women that. Like, nah, it's black women, they got their problems, which a lot of them admit. Black men, we have our problems, which a lot of us admit. And then individually, we all have our problems. So it's like, man, we got to work on our problems, man. We got to grow together. We got to build together. We got to heal together and things of that nature. And then you got to stop expecting like, hey, you may have got the knowledge yourself. You may have healed and repaired yourself, but you can't expect everybody to like see the light the same way you saw it. You know what I'm saying? I read a few books and that was able to turn on that switch in my head. I can't expect for somebody to read the same books that I read and all of a sudden that switch turns on. So you got to, again, eliminate those expectations, man. So what motivated you to change may not necessarily motivate the next person. And you got to understand that. You got to understand that. You got to accept that reality. Terenzo, peace, what's happening? JF, peace, what's happening? Hey, doggone, man, I can't, man, I think I see that every day. I think I see some people curse out their child as if the child is really thoroughly understanding what's happening. I think I see that every day. I'm talking about, I done heard some people drill their kids, and I'm thinking they talking to a whole adult. And I look, and they talking to an infant, cursing an infant out. Like, I've seen it. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, what is going on here? You talking to that person like that's a 40-year-old that just disrespected your mama or something. They be straight talking to 2, 3-year-old children like that. Unnecessary. I tell you said Mike Epps, huh? Yeah, Archie, and that's the thing, and we know why that is. Role reversal and whatnot, and so we know the type of problem that creates. And a lot of people don't like my stance on it. But I tell people, man, that's not the natural order. So nowadays, when you have a relationship, the woman is out here leading. That's not how that's supposed to go. So a lot of times when you see the role reversed in a relationship, 95% of the time it's not going to work, because you have the woman taking on a role that's not really her role, and you have the man playing a role that's not really his role. So it's unnatural. You're going against nature. You got the woman out here leading, protecting, providing, and things of that nature, when really that's supposed to be the role of the man. So a lot of people don't be really understanding that. So now, instead of the man being the head, now the woman has become the head, and now the man has become the heart. And that is not how that thing is supposed to function and operate. Because again, when you the man and you have taken on the role of the woman, that woman is gonna do it. She ain't gonna do nothing but look down on you, man. You gonna get disrespected by your woman, man. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Because contrary to what the women say, they want the man to do the leading. They want the man to do the providing. They want the man to do the protecting. So if she feel like she got to do all of that while you in the picture, she gonna look down on you, man, whether it's indirectly or directly, because she subconsciously knows, and sometimes consciously knows, that she not supposed to be doing that. She know that she not supposed to be out here leading, protecting, providing. She know you supposed to be doing that, and you not. So therefore, you not gonna get any respect from your woman. You're not gonna get any respect from your woman. Point blank, period. I'm just gonna throw that jewel out there. A lot of people can't handle that when I say that, and a lot of times it's the men that can't handle that when I say it, because it comes from a lack of understanding. But that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Like, at the end of the day, when that woman has to take on the role of the man, and the man comfortable with it, and the man comfortable with taking the role of a woman, that's a done deal. That's a recipe for disaster in regards to a relationship, when you got the woman taking the role of the man and everybody comfortable with the role reversal. It's not going to end up working, because that woman going to walk all over that dude. And you got some people that say it's some women that's what they want. That's what y'all believe. Even the woman that appears as if she wants a man to walk over, she don't really want that. She don't really want that. She want a man to tell her that, like, nah, you not finna walk over me. She wants that, contrary to what you may believe, contrary to what she may be telling you. She wants a man to say, you not finna walk over. Nah, you not finna do that, man. You not finna tell me to do that. This how we finna move. This how we gonna move. She don't want that pushover. Hence why she gonna be in a relationship with the pushover, might be cheating on him. She ain't taking him seriously enough, because he's a pushover. But when she gets somebody that puts her in her place, and I don't mean physically. A lot of people hear that type of stuff and say, think I'm talking about something that's physical. Nah, y'all know what I mean by putting somebody in their place. Like, you're not about to walk over me. This ain't that. When they come across that, then now you done set them straight. Now you done set them straight. Let's just keep it real, man. Let's just keep it real. When you a pushover, they gonna push over you and they gonna walk over you. They gonna do whatever it is that they want to do to you. And vice versa. Vice versa for a man dealing with a woman. If that woman is a pushover, man, that man is going to do whatever he wants. Man, I know plenty of situations like that. Plenty of situations like that, man. Plenty of situations where the dude that did whatever he wanted to the woman. I mean, that cheated on the woman, man, and beat the woman, and she still stay. Like, when you do that, you don't understand how dangerous that can be. You pretty much told this dude that it's okay to mistreat me, because I'm going to come back to you. So they going to keep doing it. They gonna keep doing it. Stand your ground. All right, hey, you put your hands on me again, I'm gonna stab you in your stomach. Or you put your hands on me again, I'm done with you. When you give them ultimatums, then that changes the game. But when you allow them to keep mistreating you and things like that, like, you letting them know that it's okay, subconsciously. Like, yeah, I can rough her up every now and then. She gonna come back. All I gotta do is apologize and, you know what I'm saying, get my feelings for a little minute. She gonna come back. Like, that's the vibe that you giving up. So no, you gotta stand on your sword. Like, nah, you not finna, listen, you ain't finna talk to me crazy. You ain't finna put your hands on me. If you do, I'm gone. Or if you do, this time I'm gonna respond to it like you gonna have to put it, we gonna have to be fighting in this joint, and I ain't gonna fight fair because I'm a woman fighting a man. So I'm letting you know, like, don't do that. Righteous. And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's twofold in regards to women allowing that. Men, we got to understand how powerful we are in regards to the relationships with the women. Even if you dealing with traumatized women, it depends on how bad it all revolves around. It all revolves around you, black man. How bad do you want that relationship with that queen? How bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you can make it work as a black man. You can make it work as a black man. Because forget allowing the man to take on that role. When you a man and you take on that role, I don't care how damaged that black woman is, man. If you truly want to be with that black woman, man, listen. When you take on that role, you can lead. Listen, she gonna follow your lead. She gonna follow your lead. A lot of times, though, sometimes as men, we be kind of fabricating the situation. We don't be wanting to be with the person that bad. You know, when you a black man, you want to be with a person bad enough, and not for artificial reasons. You finna make it work. You gonna make it work. We got that power. We got that power. You know how they talk about women had a power, you know, or they private part, things of that nature, man. Man, we got a lot of power though. We got a lot of power in regards to leading a woman, being magnetic, and things revolving around us. Like they say, the sun. When you look at the solar system, everything revolves around what? The sun. So like, man, we got a lot of power. We got a lot of power. We got a lot of authority. You just got to exercise that authority. You got to exercise that power. Because again, we all have been traumatized, man. So we all have been corrupted psychologically. But how bad do you want to be with said individual? How bad do you want it? And again, it can't be for any artificial reason. So if that's the person that you really can see yourself with, by any means necessary, as Brother Malcolm says, you're going to make it happen. But a lot of times, man, just be real in the field, because I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I done been there, done that. A lot of times, man, we don't really be wanting to be with the person, man. It might just be a little artificial reason we feel comfortable with the person, or it may be something just sexual, man. A lot of times, man, we don't really be wanting to actually spend most of our time with said individual. But when you come across that person that you like, man, I can spend most of my time with this person, around this person, you're going to find a way to make it happen. You're going to find a way to make it happen. RBG, peace, what's that? So you going to find a way to make it happen. So it's twofold. Yeah, the women got to allow it, but the man just got to acknowledge their role. Like, man, this is what it is. This is what it's going to be. And it's going to be this because I said so, man. That's that guidance, man. That's that direction. That's that protection. That's that leadership. You know what I'm saying? If you want something bad enough, man, you're going to make it happen. You're going to make it happen. Especially if the connection is there. Like if the connection is there, but one party is just traumatized and they just got to heal, then, man, you're going to make it work. Now, if the connection is not there, then that's a whole different topic. But if the connection is there between you two and one person is just traumatized and you feel like you done pretty much got over your trauma and things of that nature, and this person just needs some time or they just need some assistance, then you going to work with the person. You're going to work with them. You're going to strive to help them. You're going to strive to be there for them. You're going to strive to do all that for them. You know, so at the end of the day, it's how bad you want it, man. It's how bad you want it as a black man, man. How bad you want that queen, man. How bad you want that black woman, man. Because I'm telling you, you want it bad enough, she gonna listen to you. It may not be initially. A lot of times, man, we don't give them enough time, too. They may not, they not gonna listen out the gate because, like you said, past experience. So you got to understand, if she didn't dealt with a lot of brothers that were not to be trusted for 10 years, for 15 years, however long she was dating, you got to understand that by you simply just telling her you different and things of that nature, she's not going to change overnight. So you got to give her time. You got to give a sister time. She done been touched by some men that look just like you, that was in her family. She done been beat by dudes that look like you. You know what I'm saying? She done been cheated on by dudes that look like you, and this done happened most of her life. So you can't expect for her to come around just after a month or 2 or 3 of you just talking good and maybe acting good too. Give her time. Give her time. Patience is key. Give her time. And vice versa. Vice versa for some of the women that's dealing with the brothers out here. Give them time. Can't expect for a person to change overnight. It's like when you give somebody a new lifestyle in regards to eating. They not going to necessarily transition to it overnight. It's going to take time to get your body healthy. It takes time. You done been eating trash for 30 years. Eating clean for 1 year may not necessarily clean your body. It takes time, man. It takes time. It could take several years for your body to cleanse itself, for your body to become alkaline and things of that nature, for your body to really reach that optimal level of health. It takes years. So you got to give people time, man. If you really care for that person, if you really love that person, and you see that they need time, give them that time. Don't expect for them to change overnight. And don't expect for them to change at your pace, especially considering the things that they may have experienced. So give them time. Give them time. It's not going to be perfect. My sister, hey, I know you sick of it. I know you sick of it. Queen, peace. What's happening? What's happening? Tay, for sure, 100%. And you know what's funny, Tay, that you mentioned that. A lot of black women, I've heard the reverse. I've heard a lot of black women say that they could not be in a relationship where the man made most of the money. So you got that, like I said, role reversal. So now you have a lot of women say, man, I can't be with a dude that makes more money than me. I've literally heard that. You know, and that's why I say, and I tell them a lot of times, you just ain't came across the right brother that's making more than you. Because when you come across the right brother that's the breadwinner, he gonna change your whole perspective. And that's what it boils down to. And that's why I say, contrary to what a lot of women may say, a lot of women may be out here saying that I gotta make the most money in a relationship. Yeah, they saying that, but when they come across the right brother that's making that's the breadwinner, their whole perspective is gonna change. Their whole perspective is gonna change. Their whole perspective is gonna change, man. And people don't, and even with the breadwinning mentality, people don't understand the teamwork, the synergy that goes on there. Like, people don't be understanding that synergy too. Like, if you a black man, and you striving towards something, like, what you got to understand too, it's a lot of sisters out here that respect that. If you working towards something, you just can't be out here bumming it out. But if you don't have all your ducks in a row right now, but you working towards something and they see that you working towards something, like, they gonna respect that, especially if you able to add on in regards to what it is that they doing. Like I said, man, information is currency as well. So you may be with your queen, man, she may have business endeavors, man. She may be in a certain career field, and you giving her the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that will help her evolve and elevate. That's adding on. That's part of that breadwinning mentality. So a lot of people don't be understanding that. Hey, queen, hey, like I said, stab in the stomach. Do what you got to do. Stand on your square. We ain't allowing the mistreatment on both ends. On both ends, man. Don't allow anybody to mistreat you, man. Like, at that point, you choosing to remain in a toxic situation. Oh, Joshua, for sure, man. And a lot of brothers don't value healing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers, for some brothers, the word healing may come off as something that may seem feminine. Like, a lot of brothers don't talk about healing and things of that nature. When you hear healing, you mostly hear women talk about that. You don't hear a lot of brothers walking around talking about healing themselves, like, unless they dealing with a chronic disease or something like that. And even still, we may not use the word healing. We may use cure or reversing. But a lot of brothers don't talk about healing as if we haven't been through anything traumatic in our lives. So you don't hear a lot of brothers utilize that word. So we gotta focus on that, man. Like that's something that I've noticed. A lot of brothers don't talk about healing a lot. Terenzo, man, I train a lady that fits that bill. She retired, and a lot of people be questioning her in regards to how she makes her money, and they just think she got a bunch of time on her hand, like she does nothing simply because she's retired and things of that nature. Like she be going in about that. All righteous for sure. Yeah, breadwinner, like that's something on the surface. Like, ah, man, I make the money, so that should be enough. It's almost like raising kids. Just throwing money at kids, man, putting them in the best schools, giving them the best trainers and coaches and things like that, that's not enough. That time is more important than the money that you spend. So it's the same way in regards to a relationship. You can be spending all this money, you can be the breadwinner, but that don't necessarily mean the relationship is going to be successful because you're the breadwinner, if that's all you have to offer. So like you also got an emotional aspect to it as well, a time aspect to it as well. People don't understand that. So it's a lot deeper than just bringing in the most money, providing financially. It's a lot of other ways you got to provide as well. So people don't be understanding that, man. There's levels to being a provider. You can provide information. You know what I'm saying? You can provide financially. You can provide emotionally, psychologically, physically. All of that is levels to being a provider. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't be understanding that, man. It's levels to being a provider. Levels to it. Yeah, I mean, if I met you and you was eating meat, like your health was declining, you was eating crazy, and you met me, and then all of a sudden you became a vegan. I just provided a healthier lifestyle for you. That ain't had nothing to do with money, but I provided you with another lifestyle that you wasn't privy to or hip to before you met me. So that's providing. That's providing. If I was living a certain way of life, culturally speaking, that elevated me mentally, and you met me and you adopted that culture and it elevated you mentally, I just provided something to you. I provided something to you that without me, you can still utilize it. Just think about that. That's more sustainable. If I'm providing for you financially, but then you remove me from the situation, now my finances are gone. You can't, like, you gonna suffer. But if I provide you with a lifestyle change, a culture that's helping you mentally and physically, if this don't work out, guess what? You still got this information. You still know how to eat. You still know how to eat to be healthy. You still know how to think to be healthy. So that's more long term. That's more sustainable. Opposed to me just provide financially, then if it don't work out, now you got this hole where you got this void you got to fill financially. But all the other stuff that I'm going to provide to you from an information perspective, from a lifestyle perspective, you can apply this type of stuff with or without me. Wisdom, peace, what's happening? Yeah, it's a bit like, and they say it all the time, man. The person that you choose to be with, it's a business decision. A lot of people don't like to think of it like that, but it's a business decision, man. The person that you choose to spend your life with. I ain't gonna say the rest of your life because you don't know. You don't know how that's gonna work out. But the person that you choose to be your spouse, that's a business decision. It is. It is. A lot of people don't like that fact, but it is a fact. That is a business decision. And you got to look at it as such. You got to look at it as such, man. There's nothing wrong with it being a business decision. Nothing is wrong with that perspective. Like nothing is negative about that being a business decision, man. Matter of fact, that's going to help help you make a better decision. That's what it's going to do when you look at it in that light. So it is what it is, man. A lot of times people ain't making business decisions out here, man. That's not what they doing. And that's why you have a lot of failed relationships out here, man. You're not looking at it in a business sense. Does this make sense from a business perspective? When you start looking at things like that, you good. You're going to make better decisions. Because last thing you want to do is see your business fail. That's the last thing you want to do is see a business fail. So when you start approaching relationships from a business perspective, you like, man, listen, if I lay down with such and such and we have kids, like, do I see them being a benefit to the child? The answer is no. Then I'm not gonna fool with the individual. It's a business decision. Like, nah, if I lay down with such and such, man, they don't really have much to offer in regards to substance, and I don't see no potential. So nah, I ain't gonna make that decision. I ain't gonna lay down with them, man. I'm gonna get past the lust. I ain't gonna fool with it because it's a business decision at the end of the day. This could result in a child being born. And if a child is born, do I feel like they're gonna be valuable to the child's life? Nah, so I'm not gonna fool with them. Business decision. So that's how you got to evaluate everything. Is it good for your business? Look at yourself as a brand. Is it good for your brand to be with said individual? Does it make sense for your brand? Does it make sense for your business? Archie, even outside of marriage, man, because at the end of the day, man, it's all in exchange. So even outside of you being married, man, y'all be connected in more ways than one. When you decide to sleep with a person, like when you decide to do all these things with a person, like, man, y'all gonna be connected in more ways than one. So all of it, even outside of marriage, it's all a business decision. Got to ask yourself, does it make sense for you? Is this good for the brand? Because let's say you talk to the person and y'all ain't necessarily get married, but you talk to a person for 3-4 years and their relationship was just trash, like that's going to impact you in the future. So it's all a business decision. It's all a business decision. And you got to look at it as such. You know what I'm saying? Is me being with this person good for the brand, good for the business? Is it good for the business, man? Really, start asking yourself that question. Is it good for the business? Is it good for the brand? Is it good? See, a lot of people do this. See, this what a lot of people adopt this mentality when they have kids and they are a single parent and they dating. Because then they start, let's just say you are a single mother. See, a lot of single mothers, when they dating, they like, listen, is this good for my kids for him being around? How does he treat my kids? You know what I'm saying? Do my kids approve of him? So a lot of people start like, is it good for the squad to have dude around? So a lot of people adopt this mentality once kids come into the mix. But we got to start adopting the mentality before that. But a lot of people have that business mentality when kids are in the mix and they are a single parent. They like, it's such and such good for the squad. It's such and such good for my daughters. Like, it's such and such good to be around my sons. Like, they start looking at it in that light once that situation hits. My brother Jay, peace, what's happening, man? We got to work. We got to put in that work out here. Sweet Tea, what's happening? Tay, for sure, definitely an investment. Definitely. Big time investment. Wife is in the building, y'all. Say peace to the wife. But yeah, it's a big time investment. Yeah, Nias, prevention 100% of the time, man. We always want to take preventative measures. Say it all the time. It's better to prevent than try to reverse or cure. Way easier, you know. So you got to really start thoroughly examining these people, man, before you start walking into relationships and things of that nature. Like, thoroughly assess the person, thoroughly examine the person. It's crucial. Save you a lot of headaches, man. But like I said, a lot of times we be caught up on the wrong things. And most of the time, the wrong thing is something physical. It's physical. We be caught up in the physical. We be like, man, like that person looks a certain type of way. So therefore, I want to pursue the said individual. Whole while, they can be toxic. They can be bad for your mental. They can be bad for your health. They can be bad for your emotional well-being and things of that nature. So we got to stop chasing people solely off of how they look. So we gotta stop doing that, man. That's dangerous, and that results in us making a lot of bad decisions at the end of the day, just chasing people or pursuing people based solely on how they look. Gotta stop doing that, man. That's detrimental. Detrimental. Jay, for sure, man. A lot of people can't handle that. It's pros and cons. You know what I'm saying? When you analyzing a person that you potentially want to be with, pros and cons. What are the pros of being with this person? What are the cons of being with this person? Pros outweigh the cons, then there you go. You can make a decision based off of that. But that's how you got to do, man. Pros and cons. But a lot of times we be too caught up in the moment. We get too caught up in the moment, man. We get too caught up in the moment, man, and we be making impulsive decisions, man. And we let the lust control us. We let the desires and the cravings and all that type of stuff controls us, man. Hey, Righteous, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Rashid, for sure. And that's why I say you got to look at it like it's a business decision. Because when you're making business decisions, you're not taking, it's not personal, it's not emotional. It's business. It's business. Y'all done heard that. It's business. It ain't personal, it's business. And you got the wife on her asking what's her pros and cons. Now she want me to answer these questions here. But since we talking about that, I'm going to answer the question because I'm not going to tell y'all to weigh pros and cons, and I'm not doing it. So I can give the pros and the cons in regards to being with my wife and things of that nature. The pros are the biggest pro that I had, like the biggest pro, which this is what led to the decision. The biggest pro was basically balancing me out. Like if y'all was to know us personally, like y'all would see another, matter of fact, y'all can probably just watch the videos and tell. She definitely balances me out from a personality standpoint. Like I'm way more serious. Like I am legit. I'm 100%. Even my humor, even when I'm telling jokes, I'm dead serious. So a lot of people don't even know when I'm joking because like I have a serious face. Like everything about me is serious. So she balances me out in regards to her pretty much being a lot more goofy than I am. Lot more goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm dead serious. I'm a provide the logic. And that's another thing too. On top of just being serious and her being goofy, I'm gonna provide the logic, but then she can keep me in tune with the emotional side. Because I'm way more like I'm gonna always look at things kind of scientifically. I'm gonna deal with reason and a logic. She may be able to bring that emotional aspect to it that I have overlooked because I may be viewing the emotional side as something that's negative. Like, hold on, like, nah, I don't deal with the emotional side, but she may bring something to the surface from an emotional standpoint that I overlook. I'm like, you know what? Might be on to something with that. I overlooked it because I was like, nah, that's too emotional for me. So she able to bring me down to earth when it comes to like the emotional side. It's still some things that she probably will never get up out of me, like crying and things of that nature. Like that'll never happen. But as far as just venting more, just expressing myself verbally, like I done got better at that. Like I was way worse. I'm still not the best in regards to getting things off of my chest, certain things, but I have gotten better since being in this relationship and whatnot. So I would say that was another good pro right there, just opening myself up emotionally. You know, because like I said, I'm closed off, man. I don't rock with a lot of people. Don't care to rock with a lot of people, don't like people like that, you know, and she will tell y'all that. So she kind of balanced me out, man. Just initially, man, just having to be around people, man, it forced me to just open up a lot more than I normally would have been comfortable doing. So I got to give props to that. Now, I would say on the con end, because you got to talk about the con. Like, ain't nobody perfect. So on the con end, sometimes being overly emotional, I'm not too fond of that. So on the con end, I have to deal with just the myriad of emotions, man. Just things getting out of whack emotionally. And a lot of times, I'm not too fond of dealing with that. I'm not one of the dudes that can just write it off and just say, women are emotional. That's just what it is. Like, I sometimes have a hard time dealing with people when they get too emotional. Like, and then try to use it as an excuse. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a woman, you know, that's just how we are. No, like that, like the logical side of me takes over. Like, I don't want to hear that, because to me that sounds like an excuse. Like, nah, don't blame it on you being a woman. Like, you know better, so we got to do better. So that is like, that's a con right there. Like, me dealing with things when they get overly emotional, I never been too fond of handling situations like that, because again, I don't like excuses, and I feel like things turn into excuses. We can't use us being a man or us being a woman as an excuse. No, that ain't never, I ain't never been too fond. I ain't never been too fond of that. And so sometimes that will cause her to just see things in an overly emotional light. And she'll be the first to tell you that sometimes she will make decisions that she had to come back and ask me, and I had to clean up her decision, because she was about to make the decision based off of emotions. And I'm like, hold on, whoa, slow down. Like, let's really analyze this decision here. Like, hold on, did you really weigh all the pros and cons of this? And then after talking to me, she may make an entirely different decision. But if she never would have asked me, she might have made the wrong decision. So it's a lot of times where after talking to me, she like, all right, you know what? Change your mind, change your heart. So sometimes, man, you gotta watch her when she making some decisions out here. Like, I make sure she ain't just acting off of impulse and emotions. So that's a kind. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that. It's a kind in the sense of, if she making a decision that, you know what I'm saying, that affects the both of us, I got to make sure that decision ain't being made impulsively. Like, hold on, we got to think about this. Don't just do this because you feel like it's right. It's more so, it's deeper than how you feel. Way deeper than how you feel. And then on top, going back to like the pros, I always talk about being intuitive, like the intuition and things of that nature. I may not come out verbally and acknowledge that I bear witness to that intuitive nature, but I do it. Like, so I always appreciate the women that are in tune with themselves, and she pretty much is in tune with herself, and that intuition is strong. So whether I acknowledge it or not, like, trust me, I'm bearing witness to that. So I always appreciate the intuitive nature, the dreams and things of that nature. And like I said, she may tell me about her dreams and things of that nature, and she might be looking at me like I'm looking like I don't care, which is, again, why I say she balances me out. A lot of people be talking to me, and my facial expression is always dead serious, or it looks like I don't care. But nah, I'm paying attention. So like, when you with a woman and she's in tune, like she, you know what I'm saying, dreams a lot and things of that nature, like, you got to appreciate that, because a lot of sisters, believe it or not, are not in tune with themselves out here, you know. So when you get one, you appreciate that. Like I said, contrary to how I may look, like, y'all can come meet me in person. Y'all may be telling me something, y'all may be looking at my face and like, man, this dude don't really care. That's just my facial expression, man. So, but I'm definitely bearing witness to that. I definitely take heed to what is said to me, especially when it comes to the woman that I'm with. And I try to listen as much as I can. But y'all know I'm always weigh the evidence, man. So I'm a factor it all in. I'm like, all right, man, she says she felt a certain type of way about it. So let me weigh the pros and cons here. Just like a situation that I dealt with my family. Like, yeah, she felt a certain type of way about me doing it. She may have felt like I didn't really listen to it, but I did. I just knew I had to make the decision that I made in order to save another person. So I knew that something bad was going to come from it. So I respected it, but I'm like, I still got to make this decision. I'm just willing to accept the consequences, you know? So I'm always paying attention to that. When a woman tells you she feels a certain type of way about something, hey, listen to it. Because sometimes that intuition is real in the field. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta bear witness to it. So a lot of times, like, even if it's a decision that you know you got to make that's going to be risky, and she tell you that she feel a certain type of way about it, you just got to accept the consequence. Like, yep, she said she don't feel safe about me going to this place, but I got to go, so I'm just going to accept the consequence if something pops off. My brother Jay, appreciate that donation. Oh, Jay, for sure. And when I say like it's some dudes that are definitely emotional. When I say I'm logical, like I'm dead shit. Like I think I'm one of the more logical people on the planet. Like I will, if something don't make sense to me, like if I feel like something is overly emotional, I'm going to break it down piece by piece. And she can tell you, she can tell you that I will do this. You can come at me and it be a joke, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna make it technical. Like I'm literally gonna break it down. Like I'm logical to a fault. Like I'm scientific. I'm technical to a fault. Like that's almost it's a blessing and a curse for me. Like I take logic to the extreme. Like if it don't make logical sense to me, I'm going to ensure that you understand that. Like I'm going to make you feel that this don't make any sense. And I'm going to make you realize that, like, nah, this you emotional right now. Because logically, this don't make absolutely any sense. If I can find any fault in what it is that you're saying, I'm gonna find it. If I find any ounce of it being overly emotional, I'm going to find it and I'm going to point it out. So I'm real technical, real logical, real scientific with my approach. Like I'm talking about almost 100%. Like I'm crazy with it. Like that's why I don't believe in a lot of things, because like logically it doesn't make any sense. Like I deal with logics, I deal with the facts, I deal with the truth, I deal with reason. Like if y'all know about Stoicism, the philosophy, like I'm part of that branch and things of that nature. Like like that's how I am as a person. So I literally deal with the truth, the facts. Listen, it takes a lot for me to just tap into the emotional side. That's why I said that's one of the pros, because she enables me to tap into that, because I'm so far removed from emotions. Listen, she watched me go to my grandmother's funeral, shed no tear. Everybody around us crying. Everybody. Man, I'm talking about everybody around us breaking down. If y'all knew my granny. I'm in that joint just, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there. Like I'm so out of whack when it comes to being emotional. It's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like if you need somebody logical, I'm one of the ones. Cause I'm not finna play around. It's gotta make 100% sense to me before I subscribe to it. Like, nah. Man, Jay, for sure. That's why it take me, listen, honestly, that's why I'm a procrastinator. That's part of my problem. I'm a perfectionist. So like it'll take me a long time to do something, because I'm just like, it ain't all making sense right now to do it. That's why it takes me so long to do certain things. Man, that's why, it is taking me long to write books. Man, my first book that came out, man, it took me about 5-6 years to do it, because I was like, nah, man, everything ain't adding up. I want to have all the facts. I want to have all, like, man, just write it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just write the book, bro. Yeah, she already know I don't fool with those cards. I don't fool when people start talking to me about zodiac signs. Like, I don't fool with none of that, man. Like, I don't be fooling with none of that. Like, all of that stuff be just like, I'm just looking at it like, yep. Like, when people start asking me what's my sign, I almost don't even want to tell them. Like, dude, I'm a Scorpio. Okay, do what you want to do with that information. Like, I just don't even be caring to tell people that. Like, who cares what my sign is? Ask me something about myself. So like, I'm telling you, boy, I will question. If you come to me with something, I'm going to question it. So you better be prepared to answer all these. You better be prepared. You better be prepared, because I'm gonna point. If I can point out something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So it's a lot of things that I don't fool with just off of the strength of me being logical. And see, y'all, she about to get me started on talking about why I don't fool with the cards. And I don't want to get started on that. She gonna get me started on that. So I ain't even gonna go off into that rant, because you know I don't fool with it. And of course, y'all already know I got my logical reasons for why I don't. I got my logical reasons for why I don't. Because at the end of the day, y'all know the logic is gonna come into play when it comes to these cards. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You got the power. You got all the power. You don't need any cards. You don't need any zodiac sign. You don't need any of that. You don't need any of that for any type of sign, for any type of symbol. You got all of that within yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's the logical portion of it for me. If I don't need it, then it serves no purpose for me. At that point, it's just recreation, which is cool at the end of the day, but that's why I don't subscribe to a lot of things like that, because once somebody told me I got the power, then I roll with it. I roll with it. But with that being said, y'all, man, my client just pulled up, so I'm finna run the client through the ground. I don't know if the wife tapping in going live today, but she's supposed to, so we're gonna hold her to it. So she got to go live today, y'all. Get on her head about it. But I'm going to tap out, man. I appreciate the donations. Appreciate y'all tuning in, all the questions. Finna kill this client. I'll catch y'all possibly on Tuesday. Y'all be easy out here. Y'all enjoy the weekend. I'm out, though. Peace.